Okay, so today we are going to see the Euler's equation of motion, derivation for the Euler's equation of motion now. Right, so we already know what are all the forces now which we have for the Euler's equation of motion. So how many forces, a force effect of there here, Euler's equation. So Fx is equals to only two forces will be there. That is, one is gravitational force and the one is the pressure force. So the effect of these two forces will be there on the fluid. So the equation of motion in which forces due to gravity and pressure are taken into consideration, that equation is called Euler's equation of motion. The equation of motion in which forces due to gravity and pressure are taken into consideration, that equation is called Euler's equation of motion. So here we are taking only two forces which are on the liquid or fluid, that is gravitational force and the other one is the pressure force. Okay, so now we are starting the derivation, Euler's equation of motion. So this is the derivation part. So what we are doing here, nothing but we are considering a streamline. So this line which you can see is called streamline. So this topic already have finished, line, streamline, streak line, all things you have seen. So along this line, we are considering a small cylindrical element of fluid. This is along the line, the fluid is moving. So we are considering a small element, cylindrical element, whose area of cross section, nothing but whose area cross section is dA, and length of that is considered as ds. Fluid element which you are considering is a cylindrical element. So cross sectional area is dA, and length of that element is taken as ds. So S is nothing but along the direction of this, nothing but space. At what distance? Nothing but from here, if you consider along the space, along the force, distance along the force, we have to consider as S. Okay. So now first we'll see this. What is the Euler's equation of motion? The equation, this equation of motion in which the force due to gravity and pressure are taken into consideration. So this is derived by considering the motion of fluid element along a streamline. Okay, so what we are considering first thing is, for the Euler's equation, we have only two forces acting on the fluid element, that is gravitational force as well as pressure force. So now you see the image here. If you see the image, so along a direction, nothing but along this streamline, we are considering a cylindrical fluid element, right? So if you see on the surface here, this area, we are there is a pressure which is there along the area. Throughout the area, there is a pressure. So that pressure force I'm taking as P on dA. So P times of dA. Pressure on the surface here, P times of dA, PdA, which is going along this direction towards the fluid element. So this is in this direction, pressure force applied is PdA. So pressure force PdA in the direction of flow. So one is the pressure force in the direction of flow, and one more pressure force which is in the opposite direction of the force. From the opposite side also there is a pressure force. So that pressure force is given by P plus dou P by dou S into ds of dA. Nothing but change in the pressure with respect to this distance. That is the thing. Pressure plus change in the pressure with respect to ds on this area dA. So that's why we got the second term, pressure force, pressure plus change in the pressure inside the fluid element into dA. Okay. So now what we said, we are having two pressure, we are having two forces, effect of two forces on this. One is pressure force. Actually, only one is the pressure force, and two components are, that is, one is along the direction, one is opposite direction. So these two comes under the pressure force, and one more force is acting here, that is due to gravitation, that is weight. Weight of this element always act downwards. So weight is equals to this one. So how you got this weight? What is the formula for weight? Equal to, I can take it as m into g. So mass of this fluid element is nothing but density into volume here. So ds into dA becomes the volume of the cylindrical element. dA is the cross-sectional area. If you multiply with the length, you'll get the volume. So weight of the element is density into g into dA into ds, volume. Already we know that weight is equals to mg. So g term is this one. M is nothing but density into volume. M is equals to density into volume. Since density is equals to mass by volume, from that I'm taking mass is equals to density into volume. So density into volume into G gives your weight of the element. Yes, please copy this. Up to here you can copy fastly. Yes, we can take these 3 points, that is pressure, PDA in the direction of force, pressure force in the opposite direction of the force. So 2 pressure forces and 1 weight. Force due to gravity is the weight here. And one more thing is, this weight is exactly vertically downwards. So with respect to the direction of flow, this is at an angle theta. Weight is at an angle of theta with respect to the direction of flow. So this term is theta, and this is the height from the datum. If you take one datum line here, this is your height from the datum line, how much height the fluid element is there, denoted by Z. So since you are taking a very small element, that is denoted by dz. This height is nothing but dz. Height of this is dz. Not the arrow height, I'm just telling the datum height. From the base, if you take, that height will be equal to dz. This arrow denotes the weight acting downwards. So we have seen the last one, what we have seen, Fx nothing but resultant force is equals to summation of all the forces. So same condition we need to apply now here. So the resultant force nothing but force into acceleration. Generally, force Fx is equals to mx into ax. Already you have seen in the last class. So Fx here nothing but force, resultant force Fx nothing but m into a. M into a should be equal to the summation of these 3. Just a second, I will show the previous slide. If you see there, you can understand. So actually, this is the force Fx is equals to max. So that Fx is equals to summation of all the forces we have taken. So max nothing but m into a is equals to the forces which are on the fluid. So that condition we need to apply now. Here, after writing these 3, we need to take the resultant force on the fluid element in the direction of S is equal to the mass of fluid nothing but m into acceleration in the direction of s. So summation of all the 3 should be equal to mass of this fluid element. Already I have said what is the mass of this fluid element. Rho into dA into ds. If it is weight multiplied by g. Mass is rho dA ds. So these 3 terms should be equated to m into a at in the direction of this s. Shall I go for the next slide? Yes. Please inform me if you have copied this. I'll go for the next slide. It's a little bit faster. Shashi, 366.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is it okay? Have you understood what I'm telling up to here?
Yes,
sir. Any doubt in this? Till now?
Sir, actually, I have an internet issue, sir. Hello.
Yes, tell Shashi.
Sir, I have internet issue, sir.
My voice is not clear.
Need is studying, sir.
Okay. Maybe your internet is problem or mine.
Mine, sir.
Okay. Sit in a place where you get your internet correctly. Okay. Because this is very important. They'll ask this derivation exam also. Because for Bernoulli's equation, we need this Euler's equation. If you are able to derive this, then only you will get your Bernoulli's equation. Because Bernoulli's equation is very important topic. So definitely you need to know this to solve that. Okay, just concentrate. Yes, can I go for the next slide, please? Inform me. Anybody? Anil?
Yes, sir.
And okay, next slide. I'm going for the next slide. So up to here, we have seen the forces acting on the fluid element. So we will consider only pressure force as well as your gravitational force, that is weight, right? So now what we need to do is I already said, na, what is this? The theta is the angle. So that is the next point he is mentioning here. So let theta is the angle between the direction of flow and the line of action of the weight of the element. Okay. So here, this is theta. This is the direction of flow along the direction of flow, and this is the action of weight. So the theta is the angle between these two lines. Right. So now the resultant force, next point, the resultant force on the fluid element in the direction of S. S is nothing but in the direction of S. The here, this is the direction of flow. S is the direction of flow. The direction of S must be equal to the mass of the fluid element into acceleration. Nothing but force is equals to resultant force. F is equals to mass into acceleration. General term, just it is described here. The resultant force on the fluid element in the direction of S must be equal to mass of the fluid element into acceleration in the direction of S. Okay, generally you can write that as F is equals to mass into acceleration, general. Right? So what is telling? This is the term, force into acceleration. Resultant force is equal to the sum of the forces acting on the fluid element. So what are the fluid elements? First one, what we have pressure force PdA in the direction of flow. So with respect to this, I'm considering as x-axis, this one. Along the flow is x-axis. So first we'll get PdA, and this force is opposite in direction. So minus of P plus dou P by dou S into ds of dA. Next, this along the direction we need to consider. So this arrow, if you go towards here, it will get cos theta. So rho GdA ds cos theta, you will get along the direction of flow. That should be again arrow is towards away from PdA. So that is again minus. So resolution you have to do for this along the direction of flow. Resolution of this weight along the direction of flow gives minus of rho GdA ds cos theta. So minus of rho GdA ds cos theta is the weight component in the direction of flow, because we are considering only in the direction of flow, fluid element in the direction of flow, right? So minus of rho G dA ds cos theta is the weight component in the direction of flow, is equals to resultant is m into A. So m already we know, density is mass by volume, so mass becomes density into volume. So density is the symbol rho, and dA into ds is the velocity, volume of your cylindrical element. Any doubt here? How you got this term mass? Density into volume is nothing but mass. So mass into acceleration in the direction of S. So that's why I wrote it as AS. Okay. So this becomes your first equation. Please write down here as equation 1. So up to here you can copy now. These 2 points as this expression you can write. PdA is the pressure force in the direction of flow, positive. Next, this is in the opposite direction, so negative. So weight also acting in the opposite direction if you are taking the component in flow direction. After writing, take this equation as number 1. Equation 1. So now, okay, first finish this, then just inform me. So now see, we need to take the term AS. So we need to concentrate on this acceleration term. So now where AS is the acceleration in the direction of S. Okay, so now what we can write, acceleration is the change in velocity with respect to time. So dv by dt, acceleration AS equal to dv by dt, where v, velocity, is the function of S and t. S is nothing but direction of flow and t is the time. So that term we can also write as like this. So AS equals to dou v by dou S into ds by dt plus dou v by dou t. Okay, this can be written as ds by dt, we know already. So with respect to distance per time is velocity. So ds by dt becomes v here. So v into dou v by dou S plus dou v by dou t. So this is the equation we'll get after AS equal in terms of v and v, S and t. Since ds by dt we already know distance with respect to time is velocity, right? So now if the flow is steady, nothing but the characteristics of the fluid doesn't change with respect to time, nothing but pressure, velocity, the terms doesn't change with respect to time. That type of flow is called steady flow. So if the flow is steady, dou v by dou t is equals to 0. Then if you substitute dou v by dou t equal to 0 here, finally you'll get AS in terms of v dou v by dou S. Nothing but in the direction we'll get your acceleration term. So AS is equals to v, velocity, into dou v by dou S. So up to here, please copy it. If you are unable to remember this, you can directly remember this. A is equal to v dou v by ds for a steady flow. V dou v by dou S, nothing but in terms of direction. You can take this A is equal to v dou v by ds as number 2, equation number 2. Take this as equation number 2. A is equals to v dou v by ds as equation 2. After that, you just substitute equation 2 in equation 1. So AS term, we have to keep like this, v dou v by ds. And one more thing, this thing we can elaborate, nothing but PdA minus P into dA is the one term plus dou P by dou S ds dA is the second term. Just split this term. So PdA and PdA will get cancelled and you'll get your next equation. Yes, can I go for the next slide? If you need time, please inform me. Okay, I'm going for the next slide. So now what we will do, we are substituting the value of AS in equation 1, this equation. So you will get this one. So directly PdA minus PdA is removed. So remaining terms are here. So minus of dou P by dou S into ds dA minus rho G dA ds cos theta is equals to rho dA ds into, sorry, here V is missing, V dou V by ds. Here, last point, if you see here, it should be multiplied by V dou V by ds because A is equal to V dou V by dou S. Right here, V into dou V by dou S. Down you can see V dou V by ds, this term. Right, V here. Here, right, V dou V by dou S. Right. So after writing this, what I'm doing is I'm just making this go down here, or we can divide it by this term. Divide by rho dA ds. Divide the whole equation at both sides. If you divide, what happens here, it will be divided by this. So ds dA gets cancelled. So remaining term will be minus of dou P by rho into ds. Okay, after dividing here, you'll get this equation. So minus dou P by rho into ds. since ds and dA is removed here, cancelled. So leftover term here is g cos theta for the second one. If you divide by rho dA ds, it will be cancelled. So left is g cos theta, and this will be removed. So remaining is v dou v by ds. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just moving these negative terms to that side. So you'll get dou p by rho dou s plus g cos theta plus v dou v by dou s is equals to 0. You'll get this equation finally. Okay, any doubt up to here? And now I need to change this cos theta in terms of by using this triangle you can see here. So this theta I am just taking as a triangle. So what I said, this is a height already I said, that is denoted by dz. So dz is your vertical line and ds is your inclined line here. So between this and this, the angle is theta. So cos theta is equals to dz adjacent by hypotenuse. Cos theta is equals to dz by ds. So that we need to take now. So from figure 2, nothing but from figure this triangle, we have cos theta is equals to dz by ds. So now substitute this cos theta is equals to dz by ds here. You'll get this 1 by rho is constant. So I'm taking that 1 by rho is equals to. So now I'm taking as dp instead of dou p. I'm taking dp. Nothing but we are taking for a bigger element. So dou p by dou s, change in pressure with respect to distance. So 1 by rho dp by ds plus g into dz by dz by ds plus v into dv by ds is equals to 0. Okay, so in all terms you can see ds is common. So if you remove that, you will get dp by rho plus g dz plus v dv is equals to 0. Right, so that is your final equation, which is called as Euler's equation of motion. So this equation dp by rho plus g dz plus v dv is equals to 0 is known as Euler's equation of motion. So here dp is a term for pressure, dz is a term for datum head, nothing but height, dz, dv is nothing but velocity. So three terms will be there: pressure, velocity, and datum head, height, distance. From the base, from down to up, that distance will be dz. So this equation is known as Euler's equation of motion. Okay, so you need to remember this is your Euler's equation of motion. So dou p by p, sorry, not p, this is rho density plus g dz plus v dv is equal to 0. Right? So please copy up to this. Yes, if you're finished, please inform me. We'll go for the next Bernoulli's equation. It's just a small part after this. If you're able to do Euler's equation, just if you integrate the Euler's equation, you will get your Bernoulli's equation. Very simple. But to find the Bernoulli's equation, first we need to find the Euler's equation. That's why this thing can be asked for both. If you know Euler's equation, then only you can solve your Bernoulli's equation. Okay, just I'm going for the next topic. Yes.
So
Yes,
once
any-
can you show me the question, sir?
What
Question review.
question? Who's that?
Yes, sir.
Pranay, what do you want?
So once can I get the question, sir?
It's not problem, Pranay, it is derivation.
Okay, sir.
Derivation for Euler's equation. Okay, right. So Euler's equation we have completed. So here we have these three terms, dou p by rho. Remember this is also looking like t. Just be careful, it is not t, it is rho, density symbol. So dp by rho plus g dz plus vdv equal to 0 is known as your Euler's equation of motion. Okay, so this is the thing, Euler's equation of motion. So next we are going to get Bernoulli's equation. Bernoulli's is a scientist name. So Bernoulli's equation from Euler's equation is your next point. Right. So what you will get Bernoulli's equation from Euler's equation. So please take the heading Bernoulli's equation, derivation from Euler's equation. Okay. So already we have your Euler's equation as dp by rho plus g dz plus vdv is equals to 0. So what we will do is we'll just integrate the Euler's equation to get the Bernoulli's equation. That is the point. So Bernoulli's equation is obtained by integrating the Euler's equation of motion. Right. So very important point. If you integrate the Euler's equation, you will get your Bernoulli's equation. Okay. So integration of dp by rho plus integration of g dz plus integration of vdv is equal to 0. Integration of 0 is constant. Right. So here 1 by rho is constant. So keep it as outside 1 by rho into integration of dp. Integration of dp is nothing but p. Integration of dp is p. Nothing but integration of dx, you will get x. Same way, integration of dp is x. Next, in the second term, if you see g is constant, so keep it out. So integration of dz is nothing but again z. Now v is out, so integration of dv is v. So v into v square by 2 is equals to constant. So this is the term after integrating we got p by rho plus gz by v square by 2 is equals to constant. Right. So what I'm doing is I'm just dividing this by g. Divide these whole terms by g. So what you'll get p by rho g plus gz by g gets cancelled. So z will be remaining. So v square by 2g is equals to constant. Right. So just rewriting it as p by rho g plus v square by 2g plus z is equals to 0. So this is called your Bernoulli's equation. P by rho g plus v square by 2g plus z is equals to 0. Right. Is called Bernoulli's equations. Which equation is called Bernoulli's equation, in which P by rho g is called pressure head or pressure energy per unit weight of fluid. Here I have written C. P by rho g is nothing but pressure energy per unit weight of fluid or pressure head. So this pressure head will be always in meters. Nothing but this will be in meters. Similarly, this is kinetic head. This is also will be in meters, and Z is also in meters. Potential head, potential energy per unit weight. Okay, so Z is nothing but heights always, potential head. Okay, any doubt in this? Bernoulli's equation is very easy if you have this already. If you don't know this, in exam what he will tell, derive the equation for Bernoulli's equation, he will tell. So you cannot do directly from here. Here why we have done, because we already have this. This whole thing we have already, so that's why directly we have taken the integration of this. So in exam, if he's asking Bernoulli's equation, first we need to derive your Euler's equation. Then by integrating the Euler equation, you are going to get the final equation of your Bernoulli's. So this is your Bernoulli's equation, in which P by rho g is called pressure head, V square by 2g is called kinetic head, Z is called as your potential head. Just please copy this firstly. 2 minutes I'll wait. Next we'll go for the statement, Bernoulli's statement. What it is saying actually, what is the Bernoulli's equation we have derived is telling actually, we need to know. Okay, just copy it. Number 393, Satya. Three B8. Yes, we completed this copying. Yes, okay. So next what we have is assumptions of Bernoulli's equations. Nothing but what is a fluid? What were the assumptions we are considered while taking these Bernoulli's equations? We need to know. So in the derivation, what we have just known, what we have taken is we took that the fluid is ideal, nothing but there is no viscous velocity. Viscosity is not there here considered, and the flow is steady flow. So what is a steady flow is nothing but there won't be any change in the characteristics with respect to time. That also we have considered, and we have seen that it is incompressible, nothing but density is constant, and one is the flow is irrotational, nothing but we don't have any rotational flows. So these are the assumptions which we have taken in while considering the Bernoulli's equations. So the fluid is ideal, viscosity is 0, because while taking the Euler's equation only, we have seen that we have force because of this viscosity has taken as 0. I think we are not considering any viscosity there. And next, the flow is steady. Next, the flow is incompressible. Then only we can say that the density is constant. If it is compressible, the density cannot be constant. Next, the flow is irrotational. So this can be asked for 2 marks questions. State the assumptions of the Bernoulli's equations. So these are the 4 assumptions which we are considering for the Bernoulli's equations. So the fluid is ideal fluid, nothing but there is no viscosity. We are assuming that. Next, the fluid is steady, or the flow is steady. The flow is incompressible, and the flow is irrotational. So these are the 4 assumptions which we need to remember for the Bernoulli's equations. Okay. Next, we are taking the statement of Bernoulli's equation now. So this is also very important 2 marks question. Statement. State the Bernoulli's theorem. This is 2 marks question. Right. So it states that in a steady ideal flow. Why? Because already I said these are all the assumptions we are taken. In the steady ideal flow, first point is that it states that in a steady ideal flow of an incompressible fluid, right? So these are the three assumptions which are taken. One more is irrotational that we are not using here. So it states that in a steady ideal flow of an incompressible fluid, the total energy at any point of the fluid is constant. So this total energy is nothing but three energies we have seen, that is pressure head, kinetic head, and datum head. So that are called as energies. So the three energies are pressure energy, kinetic energy, and potential energy or datum energy. Both are same, potential energy or datum energy. So this total energy is nothing but summation of all these energies is always constant in a flow. So it states that in a steady ideal flow of an incompressible fluid, the total energy at any point of the fluid is constant. Okay, only 1 minute time is left. Just to join immediately. Right, just take this statement of Bernoulli's equation, Bernoulli's theorem.